Welcome back, folks. I'm back. It's been a minute. I miss live streaming. I literally don't have much of a topic to bring, but you guys really wanted me to come on, so here I am. Also welcoming Twitter. We have a whole new platform here with Twitter going on. Somehow I set that up, and glad I did because that's another platform that I'd like to reach. But you know, so how is everybody doing? How we all doing? So, what's up, Rhymes House, Jake? We should steal the Lombardi. That's an interesting one. I haven't heard that. I'm trying to mute, like, there's something playing in the background, so I'm trying to mute that right now. I don't know why it keeps playing, but... Okay, there we are. Okay. All right. All right, we're good. Well, I guess we're not. This is interesting. So I've never used Periscope before to stream directly to it. Pretty much just use YouTube, and I got this going, and now it won't shut up. So that's all I can hear. So I guess I'm going to have to mute that. But hope everyone is well. I know there's a lot going on in Texas for all my Texas fans, listeners, viewers out there. I'm wishing you nothing but the best. I've donated to a few of those organizations. So, just really wishing you nothing but the best and praying for you. Yeah. What's up, everybody? I have not seen the video of Tristan Jackson. I have not. What's good, Kellen? How we doing? Yeah, you're just chilling. 70 degrees and sunny in California. What's up, Eric? My new live stream schedule is kind of all over the place, so I do apologize for that. In advance. If anybody is, let's see here. If anybody is on Twitter, appreciate you. See, there's already 80 people over that have viewed that. We got 29 active on YouTube. Tried to get it over on Facebook, and they kept replacing my stream. So screw that. All right. Well, let's talk about it. Right. We got J.J. Watt. Where's he gonna go? You look at the Browns are now in the conversation. They're getting a lot of buzz there. You look at the Bills. I think everybody just assumed it was a foregone conclusion. He was going to team up with his brothers in Pittsburgh, but who knows? I think, this is the first time this guy's going into free agency. And, quite honestly, I think he wants to enjoy it, a lot of these guys in that regard. He was very valuable, though, because, see, the way today is in the league, you're going to have a decrease in salary cap. I know they're working on that TV deal, and that should increase the salary cap a little bit, but you are going to have a decrease in salary cap, and so you're going to see a lot of these veteran players sign up for one-year deals. And so because of that, I look at it like this, okay? If J.J. Watt is going to sign a one-year deal, he not only is valuable because of that, but he's also valuable due to the fact that he is not going to affect your compensatory formula, because he was released beforehand, just like Eric Weddle when, the Rams picked him up after Baltimore released him. I think that's something that's very important there. It's something that you have to keep in mind because, the compensatory formula is a big deal. You don't want to lose compensatory picks for, making a, pick up somebody. And, that's definitely something to keep in mind. So, I'm really curious where you all think J.J. Watt's going to go. Drop it in the comments. But right now, I'm sticking by my guns. I still think he's going to go to Pittsburgh. I guess we'll see. But I still think he's going to go to Pittsburgh. Let's see here. Think he wants a ring, he should play next to 80, 99 and get it. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind him on the Rams, but I don't think he's going to go to the Rams, to be honest with you. I don't think they can really afford it. I think they're trying to do some other things. The Browns. Yeah. I hear Rob Havenstein is available for trade. The Rams should get a second, third, or fifth rounder for Havenstein. Well, that's quite the interesting package there. I mean, I think he would probably get you a fourth rounder, a good right tackle. Doesn't really operate well against speed rushers off the edge, but a good tackle nonetheless. He is limited. He's a limited tackle, so you have to keep that in mind. But he does have that the experience of being in the league for a long time and playing at a high level over the last few years. So no, I know the salary cap's a myth, but you can't trust me. They're trying to do other things in JJ Watt. I don't know if they can really justify spending a lot of money on JJ Watt at the interior defensive line, just on the defensive line in general, when they have so many other spots to look at. I mean, they're going to want to look at a center. They interviewed, I believe it was Quinn Minears, or I might have butchered that name, but they're looking at interior offensive linemen in this draft. I think they're going to draft one, and edge defense. I think there's a reason they're not sold, I don't think, on Terrell Lewis's health, and they shouldn't be, quite frankly. With his health concerns, I think they're legitimate, and I think at the end of the day, if you're the Rams, you have to look and be like, well, we might want to go out and get some insurance on that front. I think that's ultimately where they're leaning, getting insurance there, and getting a guy for the interior offensive line. Okay. Pick up Marvin Jones and hopefully get a good replacement for Floyd, and we're set. Well, I wouldn't say, quote unquote, we're set, because right now, there's only three cornerbacks on the roster, Jalen Ramsey, and then you have David Long, and then you have Dante Dion. So they do need to bring back Darius Williams. They do need to add some depth there, quite honestly. So I wouldn't say they're set, but, what's up, Galaxy Gaming? How we doing? Everyone, if you are liking what you're hearing, or you liked me before and maybe you forgot, be sure to subscribe and leave a review wherever you get your podcasts. Or podcasts. I'm all out of sorts with the Downtown Rams live streams. Subscribe to the Downtown Rams podcast, but also be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 3,000. We're almost at 3,000 subs. We're at 2.81, which is very good. We've had so many donations, so really appreciate you guys on that front. We've had members. If you want to be a member, it's $4.99 a month. I'm going to be doing a members only live stream very soon. It's going to be every month, so if you want to get on that, that's your chance. I don't know if anybody's talking on Periscope here. I'm trying to follow this app, and it's not really all that great. But I can see people joining, so if you guys are on Periscope, drop a comment, and I will definitely respond to it. I have it on my phone right here, just watching it as comments go. I want to answer everyone's questions, comments, concerns, what have you. Stafford's name hasn't even popped up once on the Rams app. We've been silent since the trade about our new quarterback. That is because, just like this video, the NFL the NFL season in general has not started yet. According to the rules, the league year starts March 17th, which is exactly a month from now, when you can expect, the season to start. So until then, the Rams kind of can't. They have to act like they still have everybody. That's why they said, give Josh Reynolds a happy birthday and all that, because it's. They're operating as the season didn't end yet. And then once March 17th comes in, it's a little weird, where they'll announce the trade, and it's very strange, but that's how it goes. So, and that's to explain that. Would it feel good if we re-signed Blythe? Wouldn't feel comfortable starting a draft pick at center. I don't know. There's some good centers. A guy I really like in Creed Humphrey, and then another guy I like in Josh Myers. So, I mean, if they're both there in the second round, I mean, Creed Humphrey to me is a no-brainer if he's there in the second round. But, we'll see. John Ross to stretch the field. I don't think it's not official yet. Um, oh, Stafford landed in LA today. That's cool. Who do you think becomes a priority free agent target if JJ isn't re-signed? I mean, I think the Rams, they're going to go after guys that are, veterans that are trying to win a Super Bowl and take a 1 year deal. I think if they go after anybody, it's going to be guys that are willing to take a 1 year deal and take less money. I mean, I think that's as simple as I can make that. I don't expect them, to go for it all and go after, a big ticket item like, somebody like a Kenny Galladay. I don't. That's what I'll say on that front. So, okay. Let's see. What do you think the Rams should get in free agency? Well, I think they should look at guys like, um, well, first off, I like Tyus Bowser. I think he's somebody, he still has a lot of potential left. And, I definitely think that, Tyus Bowser might be a good option there. I think at receiver, you could find some guys there, as far as, a deep threat. And I know everyone's talking about that. Personally, I want, a guy like Marvin Jones, but another guy by the same name of Marvin Hall might be a really good option, really cheap as well. So there are guys out there, and then I think with, and I won't say the Rams should 100% get him, but if they want another running back for that stable, I would say straight up, they should definitely consider going after Adrian Peterson. If they want another running back, I was really impressed with Adrian Peterson on film. I think this is somebody that can run for 1,000 yards if you give him the ball and told him to be the bell cow. He's still got plenty in the tank. So if they're looking in that direction, then that's where I would go there. When will we start to see free agency signings? So that will likely come before the new league year officially. Because that is just all that is. Basically, all that is. It's just when all those trades are going to effect. So when you look at, say, let's see here, I believe it's March 9th, I want to say, the NFL calendar. Yeah, I want to say it's March 9th is when you'll start to see the legal tampering period or whatever they call it. Okay, that's not helping. Yeah, I was trying to find it. I think it's March 9th. I don't want to spend too much time looking for it, but yeah, right around there. I don't understand why Rams fans want Leonard Floyd. He's going to be overpaid in the market 100%. Definitely could be right about that. One position I'm not worried about is wide receiver. There's one thing coach knows, it's wide receiver. We'll be fine with what coach finds in free agency or draft. And I think this is a wide receiver group where, the Rams can really go out, and really anybody can go out and find, their pick of the litter. It's a very, very good, wide receiver class, so to speak. I mean, I was just getting through it last night. I was just, going through all the guys and that I could. And, I mean, my number one receiver by far, I would say, is, I would probably go with Jalen Waddle. I'm super high on Jalen Waddle. I think number 2, I'd go with Jamar Chase. And number 3, I'd go with Devontae Smith. After that, I like Kadarius Toney. And then I like at number 5, Rashad Bateman. And then 6, I would probably say Rondale Moore. And then 7, I actually had Nico Collins. I'm pretty high on the guy out of Michigan. I think he'd be a pretty good find. I meant to watch Daz Newsome before I came on here, and I totally lost track of time and didn't have that opportunity. But I know a lot of Rams fans are saying Daz Newsome makes a lot of sense. So that's a name that I'll definitely be watching later tonight, and I'll get back to you on that. Guys like Jalen Darden out of North Texas, Emir Smith-Marset out of Iowa, true guys that can stretch the field. I think Tutu Atwell, of course, out of Louisville. There's definitely plenty of guys out there that will do that. So I think this is a great class as far like for the Rams that they need anybody like that, but it's a great class in general. And what it comes down to is, I mean, it's very simple. What it comes down to is that if you want a guy that can just be a route runner and a technician there, then you're going to have that guy. If you want a guy that goes up and high points the football at will and can be your true big bodied receiver, you have that in this draft. There's all sorts of wide receivers in this draft, and there's a solid free agency class. But one thing I'll say that I said on the AJ show is that don't sleep on Van Jefferson. He's a legit field stretcher. He ran the fastest time of anybody at the Senior Bowl, and that includes Devin Duvernay, who ran the 4.3s at the Combine, and Denzel Mims, who ran the 4.3s at the Combine. So this is somebody that I also look at, and I think, he's very talented, and, wouldn't be surprised if he ends up having a monster year, especially with Stafford. I watched Stafford on film, all 16 games, and granted, he didn't really play much of the Tampa game. But I watched him on film and went back and saw, all the production that, he had, but the receivers had. I mean, I was really impressed the way Amendola played, Quintez Cephas in limited time, a guy like Marvin Jones, obviously. So, there are definitely guys out there. Kenny Galladay got hurt, but, I like the way he played. So I think Stafford, no matter who plays, whether it's even Tristan Jackson getting opportunities, whether it's Simba Webster, Matthew Stafford is going to elevate the play around him. He's going to throw guys open. He's going to put the ball in, position for guys to succeed after the catch. And I think that's really special. That's one thing that I just love about Matthew Stafford in general. So that's how I would look at that. In regards to that, don't sleep on Van Jefferson is what I'll say. Let's see here. Do you think we'll hold on to Tristan Jackson? I would imagine so. I don't see there's anything wrong with getting rid of him. So I could definitely see the Rams holding on to Tristan Jackson for sure. I'm really curious to see if people are like actually writing comments on this thing, because I can't see on like Twitter. I don't know. So if I am not responding to your comments, I can't see them. If you guys aren't making any comments, then I think we're good then. But if you guys are, I'm not ignoring you. I just can't see any of your comments. Nothing is coming up. So I don't even think I'm getting much alerts as far as like who shows up and everything. But yeah. So should the Rams still draft a quarterback, like one who probably needs development? I don't think so. I think it'd be a waste of a pick, to be honest with you. And Ben, I'm sorry, I'm not really a big fan of Tamorrion Terry, to be honest with you. I see a guy that, I've seen some people sharing his highlights. Go back and watch his film, because he has some moments that you have to like, but he has some moments that, I'm not too fond of myself. So I'm not the biggest fan of Tamorrion Terry. We'll just say that. I think he's a day 3 guy. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of his game. Kupp is one of the best rack wide receivers ever, so Stafford putting the ball in front of him should be huge. I mean, I agree with you. Stafford putting the ball in front of anyone's going to be huge. So, I'm really looking forward to that. Oh, there we go. Test comment. What's up, Josh? How we doing? Cool. Okay. So you guys just aren't commenting. I got you now. I mean, it's all good. No worries. Trust me, I have a lot of comments over here on the YouTube. I'm just trying to balance everything, and you guys have made it pretty easy by not commenting. But I did not watch the NCAA as much as the NFL. What's going on, Jake? What I missed, buddy? Armando, you didn't really miss much. I mean, we're just chatting at this point. We don't have any really, real news to break. We talked about JJ Watt. I'm answering all sorts of questions, pretty much the usual. But I mean, I appreciate you guys joining, spending your, what is it, Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday night. That's where we're at right now. But I think now I can do this more towards Twitter, and we'll see if we can keep extending this viewership although the viewership's plummeting now. I must not be talking about anything too exciting. Um, Thoughts on Kellen Mond? I think he's solid. A guy that I like a lot is Davis Mills, a quarterback from Stanford. Watching him, I'm definitely impressed, with his ability and the fact that I think he's more of a short and intermediate game type of guy, a guy that would really thrive in a West Coast style offense, but can throw the deep ball. He has accuracy in that regard, and I like his pocket presence overall. So this isn't somebody necessarily that, I would be sleeping on for sure. But, as far as Mond, I don't think Mond makes sense for I don't think any of these quarterbacks make sense for the Rams. I think the Rams have exactly what they need. They have Stafford for the next 2 years. They have John Wolford, who I've gone on a limb out. I've said over and over again, I think he's legitimately a starting quarterback in this league. I think he's the top 32 quarterback in the NFL, and I'll stand by that. And they have Bryce Perkins, a really good developmental quarterback to have, a guy that has a lot of speed, an intriguing deep ball, really led that Virginia Cavaliers team. And then they have a guy by the name of Devlin Hodges, who, I've talked to. I definitely like him a lot, friend of the show. But on top of that, just the fact he's already had, meaningful starts in this league, in his rookie season, I think that, brings a lot to the quarterback room. So it's a good competition. They don't need to draft anybody. Don't waste a draft pick on a quarterback. There's a lot, there are better classes to do that. This is not the class I'd be wasting a pick on a quarterback. I wouldn't do it. I would be more inclined to take a running back a little bit later, take a wide receiver, take another tight end maybe. I wouldn't take a quarterback. I don't see the point, especially they have 4. Let's see. Yeah, it's a top-heavy quarterback class for sure. Darius Williams getting re-signed, or do we not know yet? We don't know yet, but you have to imagine Darius Williams is going to get re-signed. I was told that he's not leaving the building, so take that for what it is. WandaVision tomorrow. Technically it's, it'll be out on Friday and I have to wait until 3 a.m., but yeah, I guess tomorrow. Tony Fields is another good linebacker. I'll write that name down. I hope okay. I'm not, all right. I absolutely love the WandaVision praise, and I love the conversation, but I can't spoil anything, okay? I don't want any spoilers on this. I'm not like yelling at you or anything like that, but no spoilers on any brand new shows. Like that is all I ask, is like, don't spoil and don't be racist and don't, be, sexist and don't do any of that on the the comment section, and we'll be good. But I gotta avoid the spoilers, man, because not everybody has watched and it's just not fair to them. Maybe you're right, but no offense, Jake, but Wolford is not really the future. He's got a backup quarterback written all over him. Well, there are people that said that about, Tom Brady. There are people that said that about Tony Romo. Kurt Warner was bagging groceries as a UDFA. A guy that played in the NFL Europe League, the Iowa Barnstormers. I don't believe in that. He just looks the part, so he automatically is the part. I look at what I've seen on film, and I watched John Wolford run the same exact offense as Jared Goff with a few, different with the design quarterback runs, which, by the way, only hurt John Wolford, I think. But anyway, no, I think he ran the same offense and he did it just as good or better. I think he did it better because I've always said Jared Goff is a slow mental processor. He can't read the field as quickly as other quarterbacks can. And John Wolford, he goes through, 1, 2, 3 reads, and it's not, he's a quick, not only is he a quick learner and he's got a quick trigger and he's quick, like quick-footed, but he also doesn't take forever to make a decision like Jared Goff did. So I don't know. I look at him and I think he's gotten a bad He's gotten an unfair shake, and that's why I'll defend him. Plus, on film, I'll say this over and over again. It wouldn't have made a difference because the Rams ended up winning the game against Seattle. But I hate to break it to you, John was absolutely about to go off in that game against Seattle. He was locked in. The ball was coming out of his hand very, with some serious zip, and you could just tell the confidence was there. It takes him about 1 to 2 series to get comfortable. It always really has with him, but when he's locked in, he's locked in. So don't sleep on him, for real. I mean, if the Rams don't bring back Stafford after 2 years, I wouldn't be surprised if Wolford's the guy. We'll see. Let's see. Okay. No, you're fine, Ben. I was saying that for everyone. Like I said, I wasn't yelling at you. Um, what's up, Jake? I love Wolford. Same here. I'm a big fan. I've liked his game for a while now, so it's not just the fact that he's a Ram. Do you agree the Rams' best player available draft pick, or do you agree with the Rams' best player available draft pick or draft position needs this year specifically? Henry, I think it really depends. I mean, at the end of the day, I think you'd like to go best available if you can, but ultimately, you don't just go best available every single round, and especially when you have needs. And the Rams are not. Like, yes, they are ready. I think they're absolutely ready to take the next step and win a Super Bowl now that they have Stafford, but they're not a complete team. And I think because of that, you can't just go right out there and make that decision. And I think that's a big thing there. You can't just go out and grab best player available all throughout and then ignore positions that you desperately need depth at. And so I think that's something to keep in mind. For the record, if anyone is stopping by that isn't a Rams fan, I'm answering all questions, so drop it below, even if it's about the MCU or stock market. I mean, we're here to have some fun and talk on a Wednesday night. So you tell me, and I mean the show. You're running the show, folks. Essentially, you're running the show. I have no plans. I just kind of threw together a title and you guys got this together because you guys were like, yeah, I really want to do, a live stream. I got a really good response, so I decided to do it. Oh my Lord. No one told me Fernando Tatis got paid a 14-year deal worth $340 million. That is insane. Wow. I don't think Matt Ryan is better than Stafford. And I didn't when they were probably on the same tier, and now I absolutely don't. What's up, Ted? How we doing? I like Wolford, but he came with nothing to lose, and he could be a different quarterback as a starter. I disagree, man. Look at the way, basically, Wolford lost his job. He knows he's not going to get his job over Stafford. His opportunity was over Goff, and that's gone. And look at him. He's out there throwing a Fabian Guerra and, Van Jefferson in the offseason. He's working his tail off. So this is somebody I think he works super hard, and he outworks players that are maybe more talented. But I mean, I think he's somebody you can't like just sleep on. I'm saying that right now. I think we have one of the best backups in the league. I would agree. Wolford impressed me for sure. What's up, Ramley? Sorry, my internet been down for 10 days. Any updates on the Rams? Nothing, unfortunately. Come on, don't be that way. We didn't trade for Von Miller. Ugh. Come on, guys. Don't do that. Anyone want to take a trip to Dallas? Oof. Cam Akers is a better quarterback than Drew Lock. That's a take. I bought CCIV and it's booming. Yeah, if anybody has Churchill Capital, shout out to my guy Alex Zamora, who was on that like from the get-go. If he is even listening, he absolutely nailed it. 100% nailed it. I think he got in on it when it was like $11. Yeah, now it's over. Well, it's going to hit 60 at some point. So, yeah. I would still get into it because it's going to go to 100. But again, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't sue me. Let's see. What's up, Ramley? Do you think the Steelers stick with Big Ben? If not, who replaces him and where does he go? That's a great question. I don't really know. I mean, I think the Steelers, Big Ben wants to stay. He doesn't want to play for another team. I think he's made that very apparent is he loves the Steelers. He really appreciates they were the first organization that, gave him the opportunity when they drafted him. This is somebody that fell in the draft, and they gave him the opportunity and I just think to me, he's made it very clear he wants to retire a Steeler. And I know that can be done with a 1-day contract, but it's not the same. I think he wants to play his full career at the Steelers. And I think they do want to just kind of, ride this out. If he retires after this year, I think then they'll probably, be ready to move on. But I don't think that they want. I don't think they want to push him out or anything like that. I don't think they're in any hurry to do that. And yeah, that's what I'll say on that front. Let's see here. Yay. I love when YouTube pushes all the comments after I just caught up with everyone and pushes it all the way down. We might have been number 1D in the league last year, but there's definitely more holes than the offense at this point. Totally agree with you. I mean, when you lose a guy like Leonard Floyd and, John Johnson III to free agency, you're going to have holes. So I mean, I think it's very simple to think, hey, they're gonna have to figure that out. Any notable free agents Rams should really look for? I would test the market, see if Clowney's available. I would really want to see if Clowney's available. I'd want to see if maybe you can get Bowser. I there's some guys out there that make a lot of sense. Melvin Ingram's another one. I mean, this is going to be a year full of 1-year deals, I think. 1-year prove-it deals. Not even prove-it, but like rental. Let's just call them rental. It's not really anything to prove. It's that you take you take kind of a pay cut this year and sign a lesser deal to go for a championship, and then you cash in next year. Any edge defender that's serious about making money next year and they want to go this route, they should be begging to play alongside Aaron Donald. It's that simple. What's up, Josh? How we doing? Just want to stop in and say, what's up, man? Love what you're doing, brother. Keep it up. Appreciate you, Josh. Was high then, fell at 60 again. Would you rather have Wolford or Mariota? That's a tough one. I love them both, to be honest with you. Mariota probably. I think he has a higher ceiling. But I definitely. Well, like Mariota's, he's older. Not much older, but he's older than Wolford. I don't know. That's a tough one. Also with the injuries. That's a good question. I'll take Mariota, but I don't know. I do really like Wolford. That's not me backing down on Wolford. Wolford definitely carries himself like a starter, though. People respect him. Absolutely. Cam Akers is better than Darrell Henderson. I think so, but I think Darrell Henderson's a lot better than people give him credit for. Did you see the rumor about trading Rob Havenstein? Yeah, I mean, I've been saying this on the show. There's a lot of feeling that he's going to get moved, and I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he would save upwards $6 million, for the year, and they're around the $26 million cap range as far as $26 million over the cap, so that would definitely help. And I mean, I think they've invested in these offensive linemen, like big picks in Noteboom and Bobby Evans, both 3rd-round picks, and their rookie contracts are going to expire soon, and they don't really know what they have in them. So they have to make the tough decision. Do you figure out what you have in them now, or, how's that going to work out? So I think that's something to keep in mind. I appreciate that, Henry. Would you rather have Wolford or Danny Dimes? I think Wolford's better right now, to be honest with you. I'm going to get hate for that. I don't really care. I do like Wolford and his game, and he'll learn a lot from Stafford. Akers Henderson backfield should be 60-40, or just use a dual backfield the way that I want them to use it. They're probably not going to, but the way the Packers beat you, they used all 3 of their backs. They used all 3 of them: A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones, and Jamal Williams. So, that was a recipe for success. Any chance we get J.J. Watt? I think there's a chance, but I'm not exactly high on the chance. I don't think the probability is super high, if that makes sense. Let's see. If we restructure, is there any way to keep John Johnson? I think John Johnson might get brought back, to be honest with you, but we'll see. Um, Yeah, I mean, I think that because of this trade, it changes the game and allows them to free up more space because they can. What they could do is strategically sign Matthew Stafford to a long-term extension and move money around. That way, they have more money this year to spend, and then bring back a guy like John Johnson. I would not be surprised if that was the case. Um, I didn't see it the Rams trade for Von Miller, but I know that my stream would absolutely explode if they did. If Mariota goes to the Colts, I can see that team looking like a legit contender. Oh, same here. Absolutely. Absolutely. The Colts are a quarterback away for sure. Um, I think if he wants to take the vet minimum, maybe we get Watt, but I don't think he'll do that. No, he won't do that. This is his first time ever in the free agency pool. I think he's going to enjoy his time. I definitely don't think he's biting biting his lip about signing. I think he's going to wait and, see how things go. Matthew Judon is a free agent, I believe, but I don't think he's in play, to be honest with you. He's going to be really expensive. Now I forgot the name of the Gator quarterback. Do you think he will get drafted at all, Jake? Yes. Okay, so Kyle Trask has some good things, but overall, I'm not super high on Kyle Trask. I don't look at him as anything special, a guy that's going to move the needle. I look at somebody like he's a Trent Edwards to me. I mean, he started for the Bills, and I mean, he can maybe win you a few games, but if you're trying to win a Super Bowl, I don't think you go out and you draft Kyle Trask personally. But that's just me. Jake, if you were to take your Rams hat off for a second and unfiltered look at the Super Bowl win, would you say it's one of the best Super Bowl games of all time? Their Super Bowl win. So are you talking about when they beat the Titans? Because I absolutely think it's one of the greatest Super Bowls ever. It came down to 1 yard to tie it up and potentially go to overtime. It would have been the first overtime Super Bowl in NFL history, and we know the Patriots ended up having that later on with the Falcons. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's up there as one of the greatest. Yeah, I would say so. Um. Okay, trying to answer everybody, but of course, as you know, YouTube likes to push all my comments down when I catch up. Everyone's just watching on Twitter and very quiet, and then everyone in YouTube comments. It's funny. Yeah, Jimmy Johnson had. I'm a big fan. It's a bummer he left the sport. I think he is the GOAT in NASCAR. I know some people would fight me on that. They'd say Richard Petty, which then I would say he didn't really have much competition against him. His car was way better than everyone else's. And then, Dale Earnhardt Sr., who I have, the utmost respect for. It's really sad what happened to him. And, I was little, but I remember being out in Florida when he crashed in the Daytona 500 and died. He's one of the absolute best, but I just feel like Jimmy Johnson won 7 championships in an era where they kept changing the rules. That I just think that's to me why he's the GOAT for that reason in NASCAR. If you follow the sport, great. If you don't, you probably have no idea what I'm saying. Just ignore me. But that's what the 48 is on my hat. All right. John Ross, the only Marvin I want is Marvin Jones. I'm not super high on John Ross. I'm not super low on him, but I'm not super high on him either. What's up, LA Rams? How we doing? Yeah, 1 yard. What's up, Dylan? He's the GOAT in NASCAR, I would say. I mean, he has the same amount of championships as Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt. So I wouldn't say it's a crazy assumption. And he's done it in, like I said, in in a era where you had the best drivers, I think, by far, and in an era where they literally changed the parameters to winning a championship. It wasn't even points anymore. They had all sorts of playoffs and stuff like that. So, yeah, I would absolutely say Jimmy Johnson's the GOAT in NASCAR, not in all sports. But I also don't agree with what Dom McNabb said, saying that he shouldn't count for anything because NASCAR isn't a sport. I don't agree with that, but that's a different story. I'm not at my house. Unfortunately, I can't show you my dog. Golden Tate, is he a free agent? That'd be interesting. I mean, RB3 to be able to have that discussion of Xavier Jones or Raymond Calais shows you the Rams have done it well. They've managed the running back position very well. They're sticking with the times. They're not trying to, turn this into an 80s offense where there's one guy that gets the bulk of the carries. They have true, two starting running backs, starting caliber running backs in Cam Akers and Darrell Henderson. And then they have two upside guys, and a guy like Raymond Calais, who they claimed from the Buccaneers, and then Xavier Jones, who I like a lot, a guy that has a great deal of balance, solid speed, a guy that can make catches out of the backfield, somebody that really. And it's funny, it's a Ram and an SMU player. Last Ram SMU player that I can think of is Eric Dickerson. So, and he also played running back. That didn't go horribly. We'll say that, but I definitely have high expectations for Terrell Burgess. I agree. He's going to come off that injury and he's going to be good to go. And I mean, he's a stud. Don't sleep on Burgess. He's a stud. Jake and Dylan, are you guys related? NFC West predictions. I have the Rams winning the division at what did I say last time, guys? 14-3, because I have to account for the stupid 17 games that we're playing now. And then I think in second place I had Arizona, and third I had the 49ers, and fourth I had Seattle if they trade Russell Wilson. If they don't trade Russell Wilson, then I think you flip Seattle and San Francisco, and I think Arizona is going to be in second still. Oh yeah, the Rams can 100% win the Super Bowl. I have them beating the Chargers. I think it's going to be an all LA Super Bowl. I've gone on record and said that. So, also, if you guys like me, you can follow me at JKBoganDTSN on Twitter. I do follow back, and we've had quite the following as of late. It's been really impressive, going to 4,549 followers. I mean, I remember when I was at 300 followers, and they were all people that went to my school. So it's pretty unreal in that regard. Concerned at all about Cooper Kupp's durability? Big games in the playoffs, he's ghost. No, I'm not concerned. Yeah, I'm not concerned with Cooper Kupp's durability at all. I feel pretty good about it. I mean, he had a tweak here and there, but I think he's I wouldn't call him injury prone per se. All right, who am I going to make a mod? I think somebody was asking for mod powers. Hey Jake, how are you? I was Wolf JJ Watts would consider the Rams on his side. I mean, I'm sure he would consider the Rams on his list, but I don't think he's going to end up with the Rams as much as I'd love to see him and Donald on the same line. Rank these three: Rapp, Fuller, and Burgess. Okay, so Rapp, Fuller, and Burgess, as far as talent-wise, okay, as far as right now, you'd have to say Fuller, Rapp, Burgess, right? I think as far as long-term potential, it's Burgess, Fuller, Rapp. I know that sounds weird because Rapp was drafted in the second, Burgess was drafted in the third, and Fuller was drafted in the sixth, but that's how I do. You know, he operates well around the line of scrimmage. He's more of a pseudo linebacker, whereas I feel like Fuller has the ball skills. He can honestly replace the John Johnson role. And then, you know, Burgess can play all over the secondary, in my opinion. Oh yeah, green sub. You are always here. I thought I made you a mod. Let's change that. There you go. Um, yeah, yeah. The Rams hired Raheem Morris. Big fan of his. I think that's gonna work out well. Also, hope this stream is going well here. I hope it looks good. We're finally back in 1080. I don't know why for a while I had to stream in 720. It was a pain, but we're back where we want to be, simply put. So it still doesn't look all that great, but maybe it'll look better after. I don't know. Is Khalil Mack a free agent, or is he under? He's still he's not a free agent. He's still under contract. Who do you think starts at right tackle next year? I mean, I still kind of feel like Havenstein's going to start, but if not, then it's probably going to be, I don't know. I think it'll be Bobby Evans. Yeah, absolutely. Burgess can play nickel. Yeah. We've had 332 viewers on Twitter. And then on here, I actually haven't checked what our viewers are on here. I think we're doing pretty well tonight for not streaming in a minute, I'd say. You're welcome, Ted. You're funny, Armando. Appreciate you, Jake. Hoping you guys see a considerable difference. I've been considering getting a new camera because this is coming right through the camera using a USB, and it's not using, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I understand, but it's not coming through using, it's coming through using a USB and not an HDMI. And because of that, there's a little bit of an input lag, which annoys the hell out of me, but you might not even notice. But yeah, I'm considering getting another camera, and I'm actually considering getting a new computer. I don't know if anyone has checked out the Mac Mini with the M1 Apple chip, but if anyone has, let me know how that is, and let me know if I'd be able to stream on it. Jake, do you know who the other players that text Matthew Stafford to come play in LA besides Marvin Jones? I do not, unfortunately, Paul. I would not mind Romeo Aquara being one of them, though. How about this? Aquara comes to the Rams, $8 million 1 season, 1 year. He goes off with Aaron Donald and then leaves and gets paid. I think that's a win-win. Wins the Super Bowl with the Rams, you know, and plays with Stafford, reunites. I think that'd be cool. I'd be all for Aquara. It's funny, you know, Periscope is weird to me. Like, no one has the same ats as like they do on Twitter, or maybe they do, and I'm just an idiot. But like, I look through this and I'm like trying to see like, do I know any of these people? And I'm like, I'm sure I do, but I only notice certain people that like, I don't know, that stand out. That Samuel, you've been following Downtown Rams on Facebook, haven't you? I definitely recognize that name. We've talked before, I can assure you. But no, I appreciate that. You know, it's hard now because it's like, what are we going to talk about? You know what I mean? We've talked about a lot, and the last thing I want to do, you know, doing those daily live streams, they were fun. But one thing about those daily live streams, folks, is that whether you realized it or not, I was giving you watered down content slowly but surely. I mean, I didn't even realize it, but like after a while, you get kind of this fatigue because you're talking about the same thing over and over again, and just a different way of putting it. And it's just, you guys don't deserve that. You guys deserve fresh, you know, pure content. And if I can't give that to you, then normally I opt to not go with the live stream, but maybe I should just go with it anyway. I don't know. I mean, we're making this a show, and I mean, you know, it's all you guys. Like I said, it's all you. But you can imagine that this is going to be pretty crazy after games, right? After every you guys excited for that? After every game, I'll be live. Before every game, I'll be doing a live stream. Are you guys excited for that? Are you guys excited for our draft content that we're going to be doing? Me, Adam Grego, and Alexis. Yeah, we're going to combine the AJ show, my channel here, Downtown Rams, and Adam Steele. And we're going to be doing a live draft show right here in the studio. We're looking forward to it. Anyone have any questions or anything on that or anything? Clash of the Horns is great. I love Clash. I've been following Clash for years. Jake, he's the reason we couldn't go anywhere. Boneheaded decisions in critical games. Wait till he blows big games. I will be here. Don, are you talking about Matthew Stafford? Ted, I would say Marshall Faulk was the better running back. All right. I think you can kind of split them up, though. So the thing with Eric is that Eric Dickerson was a better pure runner, but I think Marshall Faulk was a better all-around player. Because Marshall Faulk, at the end of the day, he was somebody that could win as a pass catcher out of the backfield, could legitimately run routes like a wide receiver, was an extension of the coaching staff, having another quarterback on the field. It was like, I mean, he played with a genius in Peyton Manning and another genius in Kurt Warner, so you can imagine how much he helped there. And, just his ability as a pure, a pass protector, and just he would do it all, had the moves, could even run with power when he needed to. I just think Dickerson was the better pure runner, but Marshall Faulk absolutely, I think, was the better, running back all around. What do you think Donald is going to do when he sacks Goff? Help him up or let him sit on the turf? I mean, I don't think he hates Jared Goff. I think they're probably all on, good terms. It's a brotherhood, and when you play with somebody on the same team, as long as they don't do anything like Antonio Brown did, then you're most likely are going to be friends with them. I see it all the time. So, I mean, I think he'll lift up Goff or something, or I don't know. I don't think he's going to mock him or anything like that. Me too, Jake. He hasn't made a video for a while. Do you also follow Trent with Rams Talk? Yeah, I love Trent. Trent's a friend of mine. I've been on Trent's show before. He knows his stuff. It's always good, back and forth with Trent. Trent said he's spending time with his wife in Germany and will only be doing videos for big off-season news. Hey, it makes sense, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, these videos, not these live streams, aren't a ton of work. They're really just me kicking back and having fun with you guys, if I'm being honest. I mean, I have my preparation and stuff. I already have it in my head. I don't have like notes here or anything. I can just look it up if I need it, but normally I don't really need a ton of it. But I mean, with videos, I think videos are a lot of hard work, and he puts great effort into his videos. I think I can't blame him. The fact you have no respect for Stafford is amazing because he was the soul of your team. I'm shocked you could be so salty. He actually wants to win. I'm just glad y'all have him now. I think you might be sleeping on Stafford a little bit. And trust me, I get it. You watched your team. I'm not going to say you didn't watch your team, but when I watched Matthew Stafford, I can tell you right now, he was not the issue. Far from it. Elevated everyone around him. There was a year they went 9-7. He had 8 of those 9 games. He had comeback wins. It came down to the wire, and he's the one that propelled them over. So I don't know. At the end of the day, I think to me, um, I think he was. I always felt like he was underrated, and I definitely can see that now. There's a lot of people that still think, you know, baby. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I call him Aaron Rodgers light, so I feel that. If the Rams win the Super Bowl, who do you think winning the MVP? I mean, I think Stafford's going to win the MVP if the Rams win the Super Bowl. If you told me the Rams 100% guaranteed won the Super Bowl, you went, you know, forward in time and you told me and I had to pick who won the MVP, I would definitely say Stafford. If McVay gives O'Connell play calling duties, does he forfeit all play calling abilities or does he have a big say? When the Rams blocked the interview, people said McVay had to give it to the OC. Well, okay, so there's nothing that says there's no like rule. So like Sean McVay could give O'Connell some play calling ability, or he could give him it all, and then the next game he could take it away. I mean, we've seen it with Andy Reid. He gives it every now and then. He'll let Eric Bieniemy call the game, and then he won't. It's like I don't know. There's no rule that states that you have to, give up the play calling, or when you give it up, you can't get it back. So, I hope that answers your question. You guys are awesome. One day soon, I'll be making my own videos for our Rambly Never Know. Hey, I encourage it. Rams House is a great follow, by the way. If you guys don't follow him, if he's still in here, I don't know if he's still in here, but hopefully he's still in here. Run defense was not a weakness, and they were top 5 in run D. If AD has a Von Miller type performance, though, I mean, then you could be talking about Super Bowl MVP. Yeah, I want fans to be allowed in. I want to go out there. I haven't taken a true vacation without working because keep in mind, I went to the Senior Bowl last January to cover the Senior Bowl, and I was working. So as much as I enjoyed it, it's still work. The last time I had a vacation entirely of enjoyment and not working was when I went to LA with my friend Tyler, Jillian, and Alexis. And that was September of last year. I mean, it's been a minute. I could use a vacation for sure. Or sorry, not last year. It was the September of 2019. I came off really snobby, really pretentious and snobby with the idea that I had a vacation last September and I was complaining that I need another one. No, I haven't had one since 2019. I had an annual LA trip I like to do, and I would meet up with people that follow DTR and listen to the podcast and were friends of mine. But that kind of blew up in my face because of COVID. So, real bummer there. But I hope that we can get back to doing that because I was planning on moving out to LA. Now, I mean, everything's up in the air. That's all I can really say. When people ask me if I'm moving there, I can't say for sure. Before, I was pretty certain, and then things just became a little too much. And, now I feel good where I'm at right now. So I'll just leave it at that. Rams House had the first comment in the chat about 7:30 Eastern time. The kid's a great follow. I follow him too. Yeah, no, absolutely. He's great. He's a great kid. And, he's only going to get better as time goes on. So, make sure you're following him. If fans can go to LA games, I really want to go to the Rams Lions game. Yeah, I mean, I don't care who the Rams open up with. I want to go to the opener at SoFi. It's funny, at one point or another, I was going to buy season tickets. Glad I didn't do that. Because, I mean, I planned on moving out there, so if I bought them ahead of time, it would have made sense. But then I would have felt so obligated to move that when I moved there, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it, or, it would have just messed everything up. So I'm glad I didn't do that. One thing I'll say to those folks is that we're capping these live streams. I'm no longer going to be doing 3 hours. It's a lot of strain, and I want to be able to get video content out. I want to be able to watch film and prepare for other videos. And I feel like doing those 3 hours, as great as it was and as fun as it is, I can't do 3 hours anymore, just because I need to balance out the content. So we'll be cutting this off, I think, around 10:30 Eastern time, so probably around 25 minutes. So if you guys have any questions, we're going to wrap this up. Not wrap it up. I mean, we have 25 minutes left, but anyone that has any questions or anything, make sure to drop them below, and, I'll answer them. Same thing with on Periscope, but everybody is dead on Periscope. It's just like... people joined, I see that, and then it's like, I can see there's people in there. Shout out, and Brendan Davis, shout out. With the John Wolford icon. Love it. So at one point we had 22 people in there at once. On here, we've gone down from 70 since I last looked at the screen to 59. And I mean, I'm expecting it to be somewhat of a dead period, but we'll be ramping up the content, with the draft coming up. Excited to do live mock drafts and stuff like that. Have people on again. Should be fun. I agree, Renee, wholeheartedly. I think those are the 3 best teams. I think the only team that you might be missing out of that is the Panthers. But it all depends to me. If the Panthers go out and they get Deshaun Watson, like is talked about, like they're very interested. If they can, make that trade, I think it would, turn it up a notch for them. Jake, what other NFC teams you think could be competition? Do you think the Packers are going to sign big or any other teams? Kind of along the lines of what I was saying, that I think the Panthers are a team to watch out for. Aside from that, I've said it and people don't like hearing it, but it's kind of a weak conference. There's not a ton of, big teams right now. And I think this offseason is only going to, push the disparity even further. Because the Rams, the Packers, and the Buccaneers are going to be able to sign these free agents that want to sign 1-year deals, 1-year type of deals to go after Super Bowls and then cash in next year. So I think there could be a serious thing here. Sorry to hear that, Ted. Yeah, I'm glad I don't stream at 480. Oh my God. I don't think the Rams are going to waive Havenstein because I think the Rams could trade Havenstein or they'll just keep him. Yeah, Baraka Flower. I am a NASCAR fan. Well, okay, I'll say this. I was way into it when Jimmy Johnson was there, and now I'm not into it as much, but I still follow it. And you'd probably be able to guess my favorite driver. He took over the same number, 48, Alex Bowman. So I went to a USC game and the Coliseum was half empty. USC is bigger than the NFL in LA. Panthers could make the playoffs with Watson, but they'd be a tier below Bucks, Packers, and Rams. Those 3 teams are tier in their own. No, I get that. I think that's fair. Watson would help them as long as they don't trade McCaffrey. I think you add him to McCaffrey, and then you have DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson. Depending on whether or not they bring back, Curtis Samuel, I think you could be looking at some good things there. I'd like to see I want uniforms that are going to be all soul or they're going to be black. So do like an LA Knights, like like a Lakers look, but Rams. And then or in all yellow, but Rams. And then or an all yellow one, all soul. Hey Jake, you're a Laker fan like me. Do you think the Lakers should go out and get DeAndre Drummond? Andre Drummond. Who the hell's DeAndre? God, I'm out of it. To help them repeat. I mean, it depends on how much he's going to cost. If he's not a lot of money, then yeah, I mean, Andre Drummond makes sense. Yeah, I really like Prescott. They got to fix that defense, though. Thanks, Kellen. Appreciate you. I don't think it's going to be blue and white, and I hope to God it's not. I think it'd be a waste of a uniform set, to be honest with you. Really hope it's not blue and white. I mean, Rich Sherman, I could see him teaming up with Saleh in New York, but or going to the Raiders. Yeah, I don't really see him going to the Rams though. I've seen some people float that around. I don't see it. CJ? Who's CJ? Thanks, Ted. Appreciate you. Oh my God, if Russell Wilson leaves uh, Seattle, then I think it could be a direct trade. Um, a straight up swap between him and the Cowboys for Dak, or he goes to the Colts and they give a lot of picks up and all that. So we'll see in that regard. A blackout look would be dope. I want them to get old school white and yellow combo too, like we had in the Super Bowl we won. Yeah, no, that'd be cool. I mean, I'd say if you're going Rams uniform sets, my top three in no order, all yellow. Well, you don't need all yellow. Just you get the yellow jersey, bring that in, introduce that, have interchangeable pant colors. So you have the blue, you have the yellow, and then you have the bone, and then the other option would be to add a black jersey in black pants. So that would add another option to the uniform tray, and then probably the throwbacks when they won the Super Bowl. I don't know why those weren't worn again. I don't really get it. But Jake, I noticed that the Chargers and Rams have the same color uniforms. Yeah, it does seem that way. They're a little different, but yeah, I hear you. I have no idea when they're gonna get a uniform reveal going. Yeah, no, I'd like Russ on the Colts for sure. I'd be able to root for him, and I personally think Seattle would they would drop off a cliff. Jake was a solid horn and important tradition for the organization. Had some Twitter interaction defending the new brand. Someone said it was tradition. It's tradition because Fred Gerke designed it. He was the first one to ever design a helmet logo. So there is tradition to it. And I totally understand that. I've gotten used to the broken horn, to be honest with you. I mean, did I prefer the other horn? Absolutely, but I think this one's fine. And it really pops on camera too. So I do really like it. I think my biggest issue with the Rams uniforms is on TV. Sometimes, based on like the lighting at SoFi, since it's so crazy, the helmet horns don't look yellow; they look white from afar. So that's my only take really on that. Rams flying under the radar, who really helped. Morgan Fox and Austin Blythe. Hope these guys are cheap enough to bring back. Yeah, I mean, I think they'll try to bring back both of them, but to me, I think Fox is more realistic than Blythe. But we'll see. We'll definitely see in that regard. I hope Russell doesn't leave Seattle. I love watching Donald sack him 4 times every year. All black with blue and yellow would look dope. Totally agree, Samuel. Uh, you do you like tennis? Serena's playing. I'm not really a tennis fan. I respect the hell out of the sport. I couldn't do it. Um, I think if I had to pick a favorite tennis player, it would be man, Andy Murray. I'd probably say. Um, because I mean, I'd really only watched him, But I like Arthur Ashe just from documentaries I've watched, so probably Arthur Ashe, I guess. Um, do you currently live in New York City? No, thank God I don't. I live in upstate New York. It's very quiet here. You don't hear the city. It's Morgan Fox had an article on the Rams app about how he was to keep peace. Blythe will be a hot commodity in free agency and will likely sign with another team. I don't like the broken horns. In fact, the new logos look ugly. I like the LA logo. I don't like the ram head. I really don't like the ram head logo. Yeah, I'd be down playing that. Yeah, they would. Okay. Yeah, Rams would be playing the Giants at Clifton Park. Yeah, it's in the Albany area. And like I said, it's pretty quiet. That's a lot of money to bet. Do you think they're only going to win one game, or are you saying that they'll just win a game? East Greenbush, huh? I used to work in that area. I worked at Olympia Sports in East Greenbush. They have since run out of business. I think they're only around in Massachusetts, where they're based out of, or Maine, one of those. What is the draft being held this year? When is it? When is the NFL draft? I should probably get that off at some point. NFL draft 2021. It is April 29th. Ends on Saturday, May 1st. That's late. Huh. Yeah. I know Kevin Herter, yes. He went to my school. I've had a few conversations with him. He's a great guy. From what I gathered. He probably doesn't remember me, but because we had like 700 kids in our graduating class, he was 2 years behind me. So, but yeah, no, he's cool. So a few of my friends still hang out with him and stuff. So, yeah, Dominic. I definitely, as long as they allow people in the stands, I plan on going. Absolutely. Do you think there's any chance in hell that Nick Bolton falls to us? No. The LA logo, number, font, size on jersey, and broken horn look awful. It's all ugly. Don't like it. Blythe was runner-up for the Remington Award in college his last year. That's the award for best center. Unfortunately, the Colts also drafted the Rim Award winner in Ryan Kelly. Let me know if you come to LA, want to swipe in dining halls at UCLA, number one food in the country. I got you. Appreciate that, Ben. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll make it pretty apparent when I'm in LA. Again, I'll do a live stream. You know, I'll make posts on YouTube. You guys will know. I'll be loud. Start, bench, cut, Akers, CEH, Robinson. I'm gonna start Akers. I'm gonna bench CEH, and I'm gonna cut Robinson. I like James Robinson. I think Cam Akers has the highest upside, and CEH is a great guy to have off the bench. Do you know any new coaches this year besides Morris that the Rams got? As far as Morris, no. I think there was one guy in the training staff, but that's about it. Yeah, I'm getting tired. Do you think J.J. Watt would go to Cleveland? He could. I think it's a kind of a weird fit. I mean, I get it, but I also just think maybe it's weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Any questions, you guys, before I head out of here? Might cut it short because I'm getting exhausted. You guys let me know. Yeah, I'll try to do this more often. I mean, I know it sounds funny since I was doing it. I think I did 11 or 12 days in a row, but, you know. Yeah, I think Blythe is going to have I think he's got he's a good player. So he'll be around. If he doesn't resign with the Rams, he'll be around. As long as the off the field issues with Von Miller check out, the Rams should pursue him. Yeah, that's a good call. Joe DeCamillis. I don't remember that. Thanks, Jody. Big Jimmy Johnson fan. Do you think Goff would have asked for a team friendly deal rather than be highest paid? Still blows my mind he asked for a lot. No. No, I don't think Goff was going for high or team friendly. Damn, Edmonton is already up 2-0 on Winnipeg. Game just started. There were two straight goals. Jesse Pugliari and Leon Draisaitl, if anybody follows hockey. It is the Jake Ellenbogen channel. I do like hockey. Hockey is a sport. This is a sports channel, so I figured I'd mention it. Can the Rams afford Von Miller? That I have no idea. I don't know what he would command. I don't know how the injury and his off the field issues, go with that. Thank you, AZZA, for the donation. Appreciate you. Always appreciate it. Jeff Gordon, in my mind, is the GOAT. I mean, I love Jeff Gordon. He was my first favorite. And then he's the one that trained Jimmy Johnson. So, he was like his mentor. I'm a big Jeff Gordon fan. I'm a big Hendrick Motorsports fan. I still root for Kyle Busch, who's not even with Hendrick anymore, but he was. I don't know. I like all guys from Hendrick. William Byron, Chase Elliott. I guess now I kind of like Kyle Larson. But, I mean, I'll say this. I wasn't a fan of what he said at all because, using that word, if you guys know what I'm talking about, it's a no-no for me. Really against it. I just think it's disgusting, but I also believe in people getting second opportunities and being able to learn from their past and correct it or rectify it, and I feel like that's what Kyle Larson's done. So I mean, we'll see. He has to keep up this behavior and stay keep his nose clean, but if he does, then I'll be rooting for him. I'll continue to root for him on Hendrick. My favorite baseball team, the New York Yankees. And my favorite player is Clint Frazier, and I know that's kind of out there, but big fan of his. I was a fan of his when he was a prospect in the what are they called now? They're still the Indians, right? The Cleveland Indians. I was a big fan of him when he was in that organization, that farm system. Followed him, big top prospect, and the Yankees traded for him, and I was super stoked. They got him, and they got Justice Sheffield. I think they got him for Andrew Miller. I think that sounds right. Yeah, it was Andrew Miller, and they got Justice Sheffield and Clint Frazier. I always thought Tony Stewart was a bully in NASCAR, LOL, but hey, I'm Asian. Do we watch NASCAR, LOL? I do. It's funny you say that because I never really liked Tony Stewart, to be honest with you. I felt like he was kind of a bully and just picked fights all the time, and I don't know, he's annoying. SPAC was closed last year, I believe, yeah. So there was a lot of So there was definitely a lot of concerts that were scheduled that had to be canceled, and I think Spec canceled every single one of them. I'm almost positive. Do you think we can get Danny Amendola back? Will be a good fit because he was once Ram, now Stafford's old wide receiver. Um, I don't see it, to be honest with you. I think Danny Amendola, he's a fun player to watch. Really gritty. But I don't see the fit there as a guy. If they go another wide receiver, they're going to get a field stretcher. So I don't see Danny Amendola being that guy. What's up, Rams House 80? So Havenstein. Yeah, so I think Havenstein ends up. I think they're going to end up keeping him, but I personally don't mind a trade to see what you have in Bobby Evans. Get some, maybe a pick or two for Havenstein now. Might not be a bad option, but there's nothing guaranteed on that front. I'd love to see a Dodgers Yankees World Series, and it would be fun. I watched the World Series. I was I don't even know what it's called. I don't know. You guys help me out. I think, is it Griffith? I want to say it's the Griffith Observatory. Yes. Okay. I didn't mess that up. Okay, so I was on the Griffith Observatory during the World Series, and I was watching it from above. Like watching them play at Dodger Stadium. It was pretty cool. I mean, they blew it. They let the Red Sox win. I don't know how you guys could allow that. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so I guess I did see a World Series game. Who do you think Washington football team's name mascot will be next season? Great question. Sounds to me like it's going to be the Red Wolves. I think it should be the Red Tails personally. But I could see it being the Red Wolves, and I don't think it's horrible. Any chance Creed Humphrey still available at 57th pick? I'm starting to feel like there's not a ton of an opportunity there, but it could happen. I give it maybe a 15% chance of him falling there. I just think he's that good where he could go in the first or early second. Yeah, they did. And that's a great call on the Tampa Bay championship. All right, Renee, whatever you say. Well, I remember. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I remember I was at this bar, and I don't remember what it is, but they give you margaritas that are like this big, maybe as big as the helmet. Okay, they put in, like what is it, a Pacifico or a margarita. They'll give you a cup this big. So imagine this helmet. It's this big. I'm saying this because maybe some of you listening that are in LA might know what I'm talking about. But there's this place that does that, and I was at that bar, and I was watching with my father, and his childhood friend, Dave. We're watching the game, and I remember just like it was crazy. Like they started off so poorly, the Dodgers did, and then they came all the way back. They roared all the way back, and then they took the lead. And then they had all sorts of crazy stuff go their way. And then we get in the car, and it's like they lost all the momentum. It was a bummer. I enjoyed watching those games, though. I was just hoping they'd beat the Red Sox for us because Yankee fans aren't too keen on the Red Sox. Plus, I used to live in Red Sox, Patriots, Celtics, and Bruins territories, so I'm not exactly fond of all those teams. But I mean, the Bruins are fine. They're kind of annoying because Brad Marchand is a little. I almost said it, but I won't. He's a rat. We'll just say that. And then, what is it? Well, I don't like the Red Sox, but they're terrible, so it's not a huge deal. The Patriots don't bother me as much anymore. And what is it? The Celtics don't bother me that much, even though I'm a Laker fan. Like the 48. The Washington Red Wolves or Red Tails. I would be cool with that. Who is most likely to be a starter in 2025? Goff or Wentz? Oh my God, probably Goff. Just because Wentz is so injury prone, I'd probably say Goff. It seems that way anyway. I don't know. You think Wentz is done? Can I move in with you in the hood? I get a street pass? That's an interesting thing. I don't think Wentz is done. I think he's done if he goes to Chicago. If he goes to Indy, I think he'll be fine. But I think we're going to wrap this up, folks. Appreciate y'all. We'll try and get this down better moving forward, back to our consistency and all that. But, not bad. We're under 1,000 views and all that. But I think we have to work our way back up there. Plus, it's a dead period, to be honest with you. People are just ready for free agency and the draft, and it's just kind of dead. But, oh, you like the Rams, Yankees, Lakers, and New Jersey Devils, and the Angels? I kind of like all those teams, to be honest with you. I have a soft spot for the Angels, and I do like the Devils. My favorite hockey team is the Las Vegas Golden Knights. My second favorite hockey team is Edmonton. But I actually really enjoy watching New Jersey, and I'd say they're my third team because I've seen 3, Devils games. So I'm actually, or maybe I've seen 2. Oh, that's right. The third one I was going to see was the last game of the season. It got canceled because of COVID. So they were going to play the Canes, so that would have been fun. But anyway. Yeah. So, I love y'all. If you want to follow me, be sure to follow me at jkbogandtsn. You can follow me on Instagram at jkbogan. You can follow me on Twitch at jkbogan. You can follow me on Twitter at Downtown Rams. You can follow me on and you can follow Downtown Rams on Instagram at Downtown Rams. If you want to be a member, member is $4.99. I'll drop the if I can actually find this before I go. There's only stream is coming up, and we do it monthly. So it's just a little appreciation. It's an hour, and then you guys have the floor. I'm just looking for that right now, and then I will send that over to you. We'll drop the link there. But yeah, gonna drop that. Appreciate y'all. I can't even find it. Okay, here it is. I guess. I think we're here. Yeah. All right. Cool. I got it. So we're posting that. It is almost over, unfortunately. Yeah. No, I feel that. Appreciate that, Ben. Yeah, again, you guys want to join the membership, it's $4.99 a month. We do, the private streams. And it may seem weird that I'm saying that because we have 49 people in right now. It doesn't seem like a ton, but this stream has gotten up to 672 is our max. So, when we have streams like that, I can't guarantee I answer everyone's questions. That's why, I like having those, the member only stream there. At least every month we get people asking their questions. And again, I'll be doing that soon. So if you want to sign up $4.99, if you don't worry. But there's the link, and if you do, I'll be posting that that members only live stream shortly. And yeah, appreciate you guys. You guys have a great night. Be safe. My prayers, my thoughts and prayers go out to everyone in Texas that's going through, hell, we'll say. And anybody that's just having a hard time throughout this pandemic. I'm here for you and praying for you. So, love y'all, and you guys take care.